Let me tell you something that most people refuse to accept. The difference between being broke at 40 and being a millionaire at 40 isn't luck, intelligence, or even opportunity. It's the brutal willingness to delay gratification while everyone around you is financing their lifestyle with tomorrow's money. The wealthy buy time and assets. The poor buy stuff and status. I'm Franklin, and I hit my first million at exactly 40 years old. Not 41, not 39, 40. And I'm going to walk you through every single decision, every sacrifice, and every calculated move I made from 18 to get there. This isn't a rags to riches fairy tale. This is a methodical breakdown of how someone with average intelligence and no inheritance built real wealth. At 18, I was stocking shelves at a supermarket in Dallas making $8 an hour. My friends were buying cars on credit, taking spring break trips to Cancun, financing the latest phones. I drove a beat-up Honda Civic that I paid cash for, and I kept driving it for 7 years. I've already mentioned this on the channel. That car became my first teacher about wealth, while my buddies were making $300 monthly payments on vehicles that depreciated the second they left the lot. I was putting that same $300 into a savings account. Boring? Absolutely. Smart? You'll see. The supermarket taught me something invaluable that no business school could. How people make purchasing decisions under pressure. I watched thousands of customers every week. The wealthy ones? They came with lists, bought store brands, used coupons without shame. The struggling ones? They grabbed name brands, impulse purchased at checkout, and paid with credit cards. This observation became the foundation of my understanding of consumer behavior, which later made me hundreds of thousands in my consulting business. At 22, I took a job at a local bank as a teller. The pay was barely better, but I had access to something priceless. I could see real account balances, transaction histories, and spending patterns. I learned that the guy driving the BMW often had $17 in checking. The woman with the 10-year-old Toyota? She had $80,000 in savings and a diversified investment portfolio. This was my second education, and it cost me nothing but attention. Here's where I need to pause and ask you something. If you're finding value in this, if you're realizing that real financial wisdom isn't about crypto tricks or get-rich-quick schemes, do me a favor. Subscribe to Cash and Consequences right now. We dig deep into the real strategies that separate the wealthy from the wannabe wealthy. No fluff, no hype, just the truth about money that nobody else wants to tell you. At 25, I made my first big move. I had saved $32,000. My friends said, buy a house, get on the property ladder. Instead, I enrolled in a financial certification program while working full-time. People thought I was insane, spending money on education when I could invest in real estate. But I understood something they didn't. The best investment is always yourself. That certification led to a job as a junior financial advisor at a firm in Houston, tripling my salary overnight. Now here's where it gets interesting. As an advisor, I was supposed to sell people investment products, mutual funds, insurance policies, annuities. The firm made commissions, I made commissions. But I started noticing a pattern. The clients who got wealthy weren't the ones buying complex financial products. They were the ones who lived below their means, maxed out their retirement accounts, and stayed out of debt. I had a client, a school teacher named Margaret, who retired at 65 with $2.3 million. Her secret? She never earned more than $55,000 a year, but she saved 20% of every paycheck for 40 years and never touched it. Meanwhile, I had lawyers and doctors earning $300,000 who were living paycheck to paycheck. At 30, I did something radical. I quit my comfortable advisor job and started my own consulting firm. My wife thought I'd lost my mind. We had a mortgage, a baby on the way, and I was walking away from a six-figure salary. But I'd learned from watching hundreds of clients. You'll never get rich working for someone else's dream. The first year was brutal. I made $43,000, less than half my previous salary. I ate ramen, drove the same old Civic, and worked 16-hour days. But I had a strategy. I specialized in helping small business owners optimize their operations and cash flow. I'd seen enough failed businesses to know the patterns. Most business owners are great at their craft, but terrible at managing money. A restaurant owner in Mexico City, a friend of mine named Carlos, was making $500,000 in revenue, but taking home only $30,000. I restructured his purchasing, renegotiated with suppliers, and implemented inventory controls. Within 6 months, he was netting $120,000. He paid me well, and more importantly, he referred me to everyone he knew. By 35, my firm was managing financial strategy for over 50 small businesses across the US, Canada, and Mexico. I had 12 employees. But here's what nobody tells you about running a business. Revenue isn't wealth. I knew owners making millions who were cash poor, stressed, and one bad quarter from bankruptcy. I paid myself a modest salary, lived in a middle-class neighborhood in Austin, and pumped every extra dollar back into savings and index funds. My neighbors thought I was struggling. I was building an empire quietly. The breakthrough came at 38. A tech startup I'd been advising in Toronto got acquired. As part of my consulting agreement, I'd negotiated a small equity stake instead of higher fees. When they sold, my stake was worth $340,000. Combined with my savings, investments, and business equity, I crossed 7 figures at 40. Let me share something about transfers and banks that changed everything for me. In France, I learned from a client that European banks offer much better savings rates than American ones. I started keeping operational cash in international accounts, legally, transparently, maximizing every percentage point. In Canada, I discovered tax-advantaged investment accounts that don't exist in the US. Knowledge is wealth, literally. Here's the truth about insurance that saved me hundreds of thousands. Buy term life insurance when you're young and healthy, not whole life. The difference in premiums over 30 years is staggering. Invest that difference yourself. I had clients paying $1,500 a month for whole life policies with terrible returns when they could have paid $200 for term coverage and invested the $1,300 difference, which would have grown to over $500,000. Travel taught me perspective. In Mexico, I saw people earning a fraction of US wages but living with less stress because they weren't drowning in consumer debt. In France, I learned that quality beats quantity. One excellent suit worn for years beats a closet full of cheap ones, replaced constantly. The car lesson stayed with me forever. At 35, I could afford any car I wanted. I bought a 3-year-old Toyota Camry. Cash. My clients who drove Porsches and Teslas. Most were leasing, which is just renting with extra steps. They were paying for status. I was buying freedom. Here's my question for you, and I want you to answer in the comments. Where are you watching this from? And what's the one financial decision you keep postponing? Tell me your location and your biggest money challenge. I read every comment, and subscribers get priority responses. This journey from 18 to 40 wasn't glamorous. No viral moments, no lottery wins, no inheritance. Just consistent, intelligent decisions compounded over decades. And if you got value from this, if you're serious about changing your financial future, I need to be real with you. Creating this content, the research, the production, the hours of work from my team, it takes resources. Subscribe to support the channel and get access to strategies that took me 22 years to learn. Watch the last video in the description. It might be the one that finally clicks for you. Your subscription isn't just a number to us. It's validation that real financial education matters more than hype. Welcome to Cash and Consequences.